Hello and welcome to the set of The Gloves Are Off. I'm your host, Carly Agro. I already have my guests joking about Baywatch, by the way, so you know this is going to be a good show. Off the top, Brian, welcome back to the set. Head coach, general manager of the Bobcats.
Yes, I know, yeah. But you know what? You know all the words to Baywatch. How sick are you?
Oh, the theme song.
Yeah.
I do. Some people stand in the darkness. That's all I'm going to say.
She just asked me if I watch Cody. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what
David
I did.
Chokichi was my
Whatever.
favorite. But another name that we need to introduce today. Toby, you're here. You're the defending AFL champ from the Lloydminster Vandals. Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you looking forward to dropping the gloves and kind of going one-on-one with Brian here?
Well, it'll definitely be interesting and a story to be told. I'm sure of that.
We'll do it in
Story
Vegas.
to be told.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they've been sharing Vegas stories to get started. So let's get
Sports.
started with a big story. Tim Thomas for the Boston Bruins. I'm sorry, everybody knows I'm rooting for the Flyers, no secret, but has Tim Thomas really been the difference in this series? Because he stopped 46 consecutive shots last night after the Flyers scored 2 goals. Is he going to be the difference maker in this series as it continues to progress? How can he not be?
I think in all the games, the goalie is the number one guy right now, but that guy has just been playing phenomenal, and I think it's what the Bruins need to just keep carrying them on further down the road.
Do you think the Flyers, it's only a matter of time before they figure him out, or is he really just going to be able to be that consistent?
Oh, it's not a series that's over by any means. And let's go on the record here, by the way. I mean, Carly finds it offensive that I don't go for the Flyers. I know Hartnell is here and all that. And, hey, love it, but I was drafted by him.
Sure.
I played in Boston, so I'm sorry. They haven't won in forever. And I'd like to see him win, but this is far from over. In my opinion, it's far from over. Tim Thomas, I thought if they were going to lose a game, it was going to be game 2, because that whole saying of, we'll win 1 and then, if we can pull it 2, you could see in the first period they were not into it the first 10 minutes. They got their first goal and things turned around.
Well, the other situation here, obviously Tim Thomas doing very well for the Bruins, but then you flip to the Flyers net mining situation. Our next topic, I'm calling this one musical chairs.
It's a disaster.
Disaster, understatement. Joke might be a better word. Even last night, you've got Boucher going out because he's hurt, a wrist injury. I don't even know where to start with this goaltending situation for the Flyers.
The biggest thing with it is though that's been their nemesis forever.
Sure, maybe since the Hextall
Boucher
days.
was not supposed to be their number 1 in the playoffs.
Right.
Not even this other what is
Bobrovsky.
it? Yeah. Was supposed to be the guy, and he has not got it done. And how many years are the Flyers going to continue without getting a number 1 guy that can take them? Because they have the team to go all the way. They need the goaltender, and they got a great GM. He's got to get it done this year.
So what do you make of the goaltending situation? Are you tired of it? Do you just laugh it off as a hockey fan?
I just shake my head. It's just, the team has to have, they got to get a wall up between the pipes, or, they're pretty much good as done.
So then what's next then for Laviolette? Do you just stick with Boucher and hope that he's going to be your guy?
Well, I think he's going to be their guy. Peter's crying now, I can tell you.
Yeah.
He's by the way, he's a great coach. Played against him years and years ago. But bottom line is that you look at the teams that are doing well. You look at Boston. They're doing well. You look at Nashville. Oh, my God. Nashville I'm glad, because Trotzy's a great coach, and their staff and their team works hard. But that goaltender is just phenomenal. Vancouver should have killed them in game 2.
Okay, well, then I want to move on to another series, and I want to talk about the overtime game for Tampa Bay, because as far as this series is concerned, what's been more attractive? Toby, we'll start with you. What have you liked watching more, the Lecavalier-Ovechkin or the Tampa Bay ability to get it done in the power play versus the penalty kill for the Caps? What's been more interesting for you in that series?
I think the best thing is that Tampa's pretty much shutting down Ovechkin. Well, he's got he's had 8 shots on net, and he's only got 1 goal, so they got him down to pretty much nothing.
But he did come up with the clutch game-tying goal to send it into overtime. So are you disappointed in Ovechkin so far? I mean, we've only had 2 games out of him so far.
Well, I think he's another one of those guys that, they ask for the big money, and I think they should be putting out for the big money, and I don't think they've really seen that yet in this series.
Has Lecavalier stood out for you so far in these 2 games? Has he really been kind of stealing the spotlight?
Well, I think Lecavalier has done an excellent job in this series compared to his first series. I don't think St. Louis was the best player in their last series, in my opinion. But you have to understand, I wish we had one of those telestrator things here, because Tampa's gone to a system that hasn't been used in ages, and and I used to use it way back too, and I don't know who I stole it from, but I'm sure I stole it. I know and they're playing like this 1-3-1, and Washington is just not. They're changed their game. They're crisscrossing all over the place. Bruce Boudreau has even come out and said that's pond hockey. They got back to it in game 2 where they played their game, but this is why they're in trouble, in my opinion, because that system is so well set up that you have to have the guts to go to the danger area. Ovechkin went to it the one time, he gets rewarded. Remember, if you watch that game, how many times was he really in front of that net, getting hacked and whacked and slashed and paying the price? How many of their other big scorers were doing the same? Not a lot. They have to go there.
Okay, then I want to switch gears now and talk about this another series here. I'm calling this one Wings Womp. Are the Sharks just rattling and stopping them from their actual game, or has Antoniemi just been? Is it another case of the goaltender being the difference in this series? What's your take on it, Toby?
I think the goalie is a big thing, but with the Wings, they got a lot of the older players and whatnot.
But they haven't been producing on offense.
Yeah, I know, but they're not the type of team that will get rattled. They'll take the younger guys aside and say, okay, boys, let's slow it down. Let's get back to our game and let's go fishing.
Well, you've got a guy like Danny Heatley saying, you know what, we much rather have Niemi on our side instead of playing against him. So do you think that the Sharks are just doing a better job of shutting their game down?
I think it's an excellent game. I think that you look at the scoring opportunities from Detroit, there's been a lot of quality chances for them in this game to be at least 1-1 in this series. The greatest point came up, experience. I think they're getting to that age where they might have one more year, but they've got to bring up some of their younger guys. But the big key is that those older guys will sit. Do you think that this isn't their first rodeo?
Yeah.
They're sitting there and go, guys, yeah, we're down 2-0. I can get the cliches will be flying, but they'll believe in them. Guys, we just have to win next game. This is what our focus is. This is what our goal is, and we will win our game. This is another series that I think San Jose is going to win, but I think it'll be in 6.
Okay. We are going to talk a little bit more about this series when we return from our break, about the snow showers that have been going on for Jimmy Howard. Stay tuned. That is coming up on The Gloves Are Off.